Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come and talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, so this is what? Episode 17. Season 6, episode 17. The next review will be caught up. I'm back in this thing, okay? All right, so Kiki, it picks up where it left off, and that's Mel and Kiki having a conversation. They finally get to Kiki being on Crime Stoppers. Kiki basically says she cannot confirm or deny. I said, nothing can't confirm or deny. I said, well, girl, Kiki, Miss Kiki, you ain't got to confirm or deny because we saw your big face, girl, on that screenshot. We saw you. Girl, we know that was real. Now what we can't confirm or deny is what you had up in that Louis Vuitton. Okay? That's what we can't confirm or deny. But we can confirm that that was you in that picture, unless you have a twin sister walking around the United States of America. Baby, that was you, and you know that was you. But we're gonna let it go. Kiki says, does this even make sense? Yeah. Kiki, we're not gonna act like you didn't tell us that you had an addiction problem. Now, for me in my head, I think it's levels to addiction, right? I don't like, even though Kiki was not her girl, strapping a band around her elbow and looking for a vein. Okay, that's a different type. Kiki said she was addicted to prescription drugs. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is, girl, it's not too far fetched that you could have relapsed, and girl, now you out here just cutting up and acting a fool. But it's so crazy because, girl, you appeared to be okay last season. Now Kiki all in front of Kiki in front of the camera, honey, girl, she always hot. Y'all see she came to the door. I said, girl, she came to the door with a mini fan. And I'm getting ahead of myself. She was having a conversation with her husband and she was fanning herself off. I said, girl, what is going on? So this does make sense. People basically think that Kiki relapsed, period. I think Kiki said she didn't. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Because this is so out of character from the person that I saw last season. You see what I'm saying? That wasn't too long ago. We know Carlos King do back to back to back seasons. So it wasn't like, girl, they took 3 years off and then, girl, Kiki. It's like kind of like, girl, like, what happened? Girl, y'all was just at the reunion. Y'all just shot like, and now all of a sudden, girl, they say you at the Lowe's, girl. I mean, they say you at the Home Depot, girl, stealing nails and hammers. What's the take? Kiki says that Tisha was the last person to get in contact with her. Mel was out. Well, I was surprised Mel defended Tisha, but Mel defended Tisha, and she was 100% absolutely correct. Just like she said, y'all, from what y'all have told us, y'all have a rocky relationship. Y'all have been through some things, and y'all are trying to get back to the place that you once were. You cannot, your expectations about this situation are not set in reality. Because the truth of the matter is, you and Tisha just got back cool. From what y'all told us, supposedly Letitia and Marceau were going around telling people that you was, girl, hide your purse, girl, hide your purse, girl, hide your keys, girl, Kiki coming over. That's what Kiki said to people. I think that's what she said. Tisha and Marceau. So you can't really expect Tisha to feel comfortable enough to, one, up and call you, because now it's like, girl, what do I say? Because we know that she was addicted to prescription medication before, and now there's a chance that she could have possibly relapsed. And girl, she's on Crime Stoppers. So what do I say to this girl? That's what Mel was basically saying to her. And like she said, when all the stuff was going on with Tisha on social media, they love saying social media. Did you call her? And then she said, no, I wasn't comfortable. Well, maybe that's the same thing for Tisha. You have to look at it. You just can't look at it. Oh, she didn't get in contact with me, girl. Y'all didn't get in contact with each other because more than likely, Tisha was uncomfortable too, the same way that you were uncomfortable. Um, but yeah, Mel was right. She called, and it is what it is, and she really didn't have to do that quiet as it's kept. Marceau and Tisha. So Marceau and Tisha. Tisha goes to the house, the one that they're renovating, not Scott Manor or Scott, whatever they was building, girl. It looked like they doing something. They start talking about furniture, I guess, for when they move back into the house. Marceau mentions rent to own. Let me say something. Ain't nothing wrong with rent to own. Okay? Sometimes a girl gotta do what a girl gotta do. But I'm trying to figure out how in the hell Tisha talking about getting a new bag, and we know that bag is probably $1,000 because I saw a Balenciaga bag. I'm nosy. When they went out with the double date with Neil and Chris, Tisha had a Balenciaga bag sitting right on that table. So I assumed that was a new bag she had just bought. Girl. You got Marceau with a Mercedes or some type of car with the doors that let up. Y'all got one house y'all building over here, another house y'all renovating over here. Y'all moved into an apartment, but girl, y'all talking about rent to own furniture. When I tell you talking about priorities, girl, how are y'all walking around here with Balenciaga $1,000 bags, baby? Probably $100,000 car, but talking about girl, we gonna rent, we gonna rent to own some furniture. Girl, what? Girl, if your let me say something. If your budget, if you have a budget of $3,500 and your wife has a budget of $5,000, I'm assuming that's disposable. That's out of the disposable income that you have available. Girl, y'all doing all right. That's almost $10,000. Just I don't know. Since I don't know if that's an allowance outside of once we pay everything off. This is what you have to play with, and this is what I have to play with. But quiet as it's kept, Marceau getting over Tisha because Tisha said, "Girl, out of the 5,000, I still got to take care of the kids." So that means that you really splitting $5,000 amongst 4 people. Now I know the kid. I know y'all gonna say the kids probably don't need that much, but if Marceau getting 35 and Tisha getting 5, that mean the kids getting 500 a piece, I guess. Tisha basically just don't believe Marceau when he says that he's using money to, like, I guess, put towards the homes. I will say this much, Marceau. I will say this much. I do kind of believe Marceau when he says, "I just listen to me, guys." Some of y'all, this is a thing. This is a thing with Marceau and Maurice and Martel, and just people in general. The people who get on our nerves, the people who we don't like, like, girl, sometimes they do be right. Sometimes. Okay. And I think in this situation, I do believe that Marceau is telling the truth. When I look at Marceau, Marceau doesn't give me somebody who's dripped from head to toe in Versace. You see what I'm saying? Or Valentino. Or someone even like Martel who walk around here with his suits, girl, tailored to his skin. Marceau gives me very much, girl, I can go to Ross Dress for Less, buy me a few button downs, buy me a couple of jeans, and I'll be good to go. So I could really see Marceau using money that is his allowance to put towards the home. I can see it. Um, I just don't understand. But see, this goes to show that Tisha has no type of say so in this marriage because the truth of the matter is, girl, you don't even have to go ask Marceau about nothing. But unless y'all have different checking accounts, and I refuse to believe that a man like Marceau is allowing, I said allow, okay, is allowing Tisha to have her own checking account. So all I'm saying is, girl, if Tisha Just go pull the bank statements. You ain't gotta ask Marceau nothing. Go pull the bank statements and see where the money is going. Hello? That's all you gotta do. You don't know your username and password? You don't have access to the accounts? You can see where the money is going if you want to see where the money is going. You can see what add up to $3,500 a month. Girl, how often he's swiping his card. Because I know he's not walking around here just using cash. And if he is, girl, you really got some questions in. Because why are you using cash when you go places? You know they said when you're cheating, the best thing to do is use cash at the hotel. You don't need no paper trail. I just want to throw that in there. Marceau be getting over Tisha. He do. Tisha can't get Tisha don't not Tisha. You can tell Tisha tries to check Marceau, but in the end, she never can really do it. That's why Marceau really don't want Tisha hanging around like Mel and the other girls because, girl, if she hang around Mel and Stormy, she gonna get too much mouth. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. Marceau said he had to go to court. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he got sued, if he sued somebody, but he had to go to court. We're gonna talk about that again. We're gonna talk about that in episode 3. It's a lot of mess. When I say baby, it's so much. Bitch, when I tell y'all hoes, when I tell y'all, bitch, it was so much mess going on in Love and Marriage Huntsville. Bitch, I had to get my pen and paper. Girl, I said, I said, Girl, where's my pad? Where's my ink pen? Girl, here she go. I said so much shit going on this season. Girl, let me get this. This is me. Girl, no. Get him. That's me, girl, over here just living for the mess. Just an old messy trollop. Yes. Anyways, okay. Tiffany and Stormy. Tiffany is wait. Oh, are we at the Okay. Tiffany and Stormy. Tiffany and Stormy have a conversation. Tiffany is basically going through it. Ever since she's had the baby, Lou has been on the road for work. Listen, this is going to sound real mean what I'm about to say, and I'm not excusing Lou. That's not what I'm saying. Tiffany, from what I remember, wanted this baby. That's why y'all be want to have kids. Everybody need to be on the same page. Because Lou didn't want no children. Tiffany wanted these kids. Okay, or this baby. You see the baby popped up, the baby's here, and Lou is not. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying that Lou never wanted that baby. And I'm not saying he's not in love with his baby. I'm not saying he don't love his baby. I'm not saying he's really not at work. But we're not gonna sit here and act like, girl, all of a sudden now the baby is Sarah. Now all of a sudden, girl, Lou gotta go to work. So Tiffany's over there, girl, going through it, probably postpartum depression. Girl, people texting her phone all day, probably still having to go to work. And girl, she got this hollering baby. And then, girl, her man ain't there. It was sad. Her and Stormy started crying. It was really sad. I'm glad that Stormy was like, girl, it's okay not to be okay. Girl, you ain't got to be some strong. I'm a strong woman. You ain't got to be no strong woman all the time, girl. It's okay. Girl, if you're going through it, you're going through it, girl. You'll be all right. Right? You need to talk. You know, as long as we not harming ourselves, you know, or nothing like that, it's okay to cry. And then, girl, you just get up, and girl, you go there, wipe your face, and then, girl, you get back to it. Date night. Girl, date night was a mess. Neil and Chris. They was calling that lady Nell at first. If y'all go back and watch previous seasons, they refer to her as Nell. Now they call her Neil, I think. So I call her Nell or Neil. Girl, but at first they were calling her Nell. I put Marcel as a mess. They feel some type of way because they didn't receive an invite to the expo. They talk about it, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of understood what Tisha was saying in a way. Like it probably slipped Tisha's mind, one, and then two, we put it on social media. So, girl, if you wanted to come, you should have just came. It ain't no different than how the people felt about when Melody when Destiny put her invite down to social media and Melody popped up, even though we knew Melody was coming to start some shit, and the people swore up and down. Well, you put it on social media, so that was an invite for everybody. That's the same thing that goes for Tisha. She put it on social media, so I guess Neil wanted a personal invite. I don't know. Girl, if you wanted to go, girl, why didn't you just pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, girl, am I still allowed to come to the sub?" I feel like Neil and Chris probably do feel like we're the Black Power couple of Huntsville, so I want my own personalized invitation. That's what I was kind of getting from it. Because girl, did nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, if you was gonna come, just come. Everybody else did. Um, Marceau. They are Marceau's ass this season. Because this is the thing with Marceau. Marceau comes across as disrespectful. But Marceau's disrespect, Marceau is a Southern misogynist. He's one of those old school misogynists, right? Just listen to what I'm about to say. He's the person who refers to women as sweetheart, right? And, calm down, sweetheart. He'll say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever he basically reduced Nell down to just being a pretty wife, oh, I thought you brought like he didn't know. He say he didn't know. I don't believe Marceau at all, girl. There's no way in hell that these people who have been on this show, not necessarily main cast members, but have been on this show for a couple of years now, you didn't know that this woman owned a daycare. Um, for 29 years. I don't believe it. Just like when Tisha asked, had they had any type of infidelities in their marriage? When Girl Quadis discussed, they had already talked about them having infidelities in their marriage on Chris' behalf. Okay. So it's like, girl, why are we playing this game? So he was like, I thought Chris only brought home, basically, he didn't know that they had businesses to even, I guess, get an invite to the expo, even though Tisha had already, I guess, talked to, I think, Nell. And then he was like, "Well, I thought Chris was the one who brought home the money, and you were just his pretty wife." It's stuff like that women who are successful and are business women are just hardworking women, period, not necessarily even own a business. Like you, how dare you try to reduce me down to just this nigga's wife? I love my husband, but girl, I'm a businesswoman. You see what I'm saying? And that's what Neil was on. Neil, and that's where the disrespect comes in. Marceau is not out here calling the women bitches and hoes and outright. It's not just in your face disrespect. Where like some women will be like, "Oh, he called me a trophy wife." Nell is like, "Girl, I know I'm cute, but girl, I'm also a businesswoman." You see what I'm saying? And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of the women in the circle are on Marceau's asses this year. Because you got Stormy, who's a multimillionaire, who has a multi-million-dollar business. You have Mel, who ain't putting up with no shit ever since she got rid of that nigga Martel. You got Neil, who letting you know off the rip, don't ever put me as this nigga's pretty wife. I'm more than that. I might be his pretty wife, but I'm also a businesswoman of 29 years running a successful daycare, nigga. Don't ever get it twisted. You see what I'm saying? And then you got Kimmy, who, girl, Kimmy is probably the smartest one, except when it comes to her husband, girl. Y'all fall short at. And I feel like when Marceau speaks, he thinks that he's speaking to someone like Tisha, who he can probably run over a little bit. And then he realizes, oh, I'm not talking to Tisha. They start talking about a beef with the Holts. Who are the Holts? There are no Holts. It's Martel Holt and Melody Cherie Rogers. Y'all want to have this long-standing beef with some people that don't even exist anymore. And this what happened. This is what happens when you move. So this is what I think happened. We all knew that Tisha and Melody coming back last season and all of a sudden burying the hatch. We're cool. We good. We knew it was some bullshit. Because you ain't went from that reunion that they were at and Tisha telling Melody she had a black soul or a black car, whatever she told Melody, to now all of a sudden we cool. This is what I think happened. I think the producer stepped in after, girl, y'all cut up and acted fool and almost tore up Madani, okay? Girl, they pulled Miss Wanda back because they felt like Miss Wanda was part of the reason why the shit had turned left. They sat down with Tisha and Melody and told them, y'all asses gonna have to get it together. Right? And I think that for Melody, I think Melody is, even though she don't fool with Tisha in real life, like, okay, girl, for the betterment of the show, I am going to try and just move forward, right? So even if I have to defend Tisha, so it'll get back to Tisha like, hey, girl, she really is trying to like move forward. But Tisha, on the other hand, is still on some fuck shit. And I do believe that Marceau is gassing up Tisha to have a problem with Melody. Because the truth of the matter is, y'all don't have, like Nell clocked them, they don't have a problem with Martel. Y'all are saying the Holts, but it's really Melody. And Melody, from what it sounds like to me, is back to gag all y'all asses. Keep fucking around and find out. I said, ooh, Melody is with the shit. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out messing with Melody Cherie. Because she about to gag everybody in Huntsville. Keep on playing with that lady. Y'all think y'all playing, y'all think y'all want to deal with Melody, but she low-key is telling y'all business. We're gonna get into it in episode 3. Tiffany has her brunch. She has a reveal. Oh yeah, she's having a party for the baby, a reveal. The brunch looks a mess. No tea, no shade. I would have been pissed. I'm sorry. I would have been. Let me tell you something. If I'm paying you to do something, it's either one, I don't want to do it myself. That's why I'm paying you. Or either two, I don't know how to do it, and that's why I'm paying you. Either way, girl, I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I'm paying you to do it. So if I walk into this room and girl, I see balloons and trash bags, and girl, y'all running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and if I feel like I even have to assist in what's going on, I'm gonna be pissed off because the whole purpose of me hiring someone is to take the stress off of me, so I could just come and relax. I shouldn't have to walk in here. My nerves instantly get bad. I got to start throwing on gloves because I really feel like y'all not going to do what y'all supposed to do. You got Stormy coming in like, girl, what's going on? Now Stormy got to help. Then you got Kimmy coming in talking about, girl, what's going on? Basically, Kimmy said, bitch, you better than me because this shit wouldn't have been flying with me. I was with Kimmy. I would have had to pull somebody to the side. Baby, what? Baby, what's going on? I needed everything to be set up when I walked up in this month. I don't need to see balloons and trash bags. Girl, what? Anyways, Melody arrives. Stormy was being messy as hell. I go back and watch. Stormy was not by Tiffany nor Kimmy when Melody walked in. Stormy purposely walked over there with her cell phone, was putting her cell phone in her bag. Melody said, hey, Stormy, and Stormy didn't speak back. Girl, if you were not going to speak, then why don't you just stay on the other side of the room where your ass was at? You walked over there just to saw some shit. Girl. Anyways, um, Nell tells Melody what they were basically saying, and saying that basically that what Tisha and Marceau were saying about, especially Marceau, because it really wasn't Tisha, it was really Marceau, basically questioning Mel's business resume, and basically she doesn't have enough expertise to be paid to speak about business. Let me tell y'all something. I don't have a business per se, but there are people out there who are in business, who have been in business for years and have been struggling since the doors have opened for whatever business they got going on. So you can have a business for 5 or 6 years. That don't mean that the business is doing well. You can still be struggling to keep the doors open. So just because Marceau feels like, oh, this person has been in business this amount of years. This person, because quiet as this kept, your ass was in business for X amount of years too, until your wife came along and turned y'all asses upside down and finally got y'all asses out of the red into the green. Hello. Um, Mel says these black men are pathetic. Who? Um, and they love to attack black women being successful. She said it's lame. I said, bitch. I said, oh, bitch, this girl, low key girl. Girl, you know, y'all know I go back and forth with Melody. You know, she not really, I will say, Melody not really up there with Michael Darby and Curtis and Portia and Phaedra. But I just know, you know, me and Melody have like we have a tennis match with Melody. Melody, well, it's me because Melody not in the match. You know, I have this back and forth with Melody. Sometimes I love Melody. Sometimes she get up my nerves. I can't stand. The next minute, this Melody I like. Girl, call it for what it is. Girl, that's been my problem with Melody. Like I always felt like she wasn't call stuff for what it was. Everything was very much, I'm just here. I'm HR. Girl, call stuff for what it is. If somebody is fucking with you, call it out. You see what I'm saying? If you feel a certain way, girl, say it. And the truth of the matter is, these people are threatened by Melody. I'm going to go ahead and say it. These people, especially Marceau, they are threatened by Melody. They don't want their wives, especially Tisha, around someone like Melody because I'm getting ahead of myself. Girl, that was pretty much the end of the episode. All right, y'all. We'll be back with the latest episode. All right. Bye, y'all. We almost catching up. Bye.